Okay, guys, how y'all doing? I'm sorry, I know I look a little. I'm at a conference. I'm actually with Dr. John. He's on here somewhere. He's actually down the hallway here, down this way. We're at a national Doctors of Chiropractic and Nutrition conference. These are chiropractors who actually have a doctorate in nutrition, and we're here educating them on biohacking and nutrigenomics in our products, and it's exciting. And if some of you guys saw my post, I posted on Facebook earlier today. I hope you guys share that. But there's one thing that I want you guys to do. If you have not got in the biohacking product and insight group and you're not putting people in there, guys, you can ask Lisa. That website is, her and I are going to be posting stuff in there every single day. If you haven't watched the video that Sean and Michelle Poe posted with the cardiologist and her husband, go back and watch that. Put your customers in there. Guys, that's the group. I've only had it for 3 weeks, and we have almost 500 people in the group. I'll just tell you this. I have strangers wanting to get in. I'm not putting strangers in. They have to be a LifeVantage distributor. But I'm just letting you guys know that Chris, wait a minute. Chris, do me a favor. Unmute yourself for 1 second. I'll unmute you.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Oh, no. Are you frozen?
No, you're good. Talk. Go. Can you guys not hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, Mike. Go, Chris.
Okay, Chris, go ahead, bro. Let me just text him. All right. I don't know what happened to him. Chris, are you still there? Well, when he comes back.
I think he got bumped.
He's there, Mike. He's just get back on right now.
Chris, are you there?
Yeah,
I'm
here.
Okay, go ahead, brother. Talk about that call a little bit.
Oh, it was really great because, the one point that I took from it that really kind of blew me away was when she said that she's been studying oxidative stress for 20 years, and she knows it's the very root cause of disease. But she's never found anything like this that can reduce oxidative stress like what our product can do. So she knows, I think it took them like 30 minutes once they did all the talking to everybody to join LifeVantage. That's how blown away they were by our research and said that this is a company that's a great company that actually has great products that actually work and have proven validation. And the other great thing was she says, I don't care what business model it's in, what kind of stigma that comes with this. If it helps people, I'm all in and I'm on board. And that was just incredible to hear. Because how many health professionals, especially someone who's top 50 in the world, globally, this is crazy that she's just like, I am all about it. So I was really impressed.
So 700 plus medical professionals have joined in the last 2 years. 2 now top 50 cardiologists in the world. And guys, put people in those groups. That biohacking product and insight group. If you guys have not went there yet, let me just show you guys something really quick before you guys, so that you kind of know, if you have not been there yet, that you know where it's at and you guys can figure that out. Let me just share my screen with you guys real quick. So if you've not been on it, and look, encourage your team to get on it. Here it is. You just type in biohacking product and insight group. Lisa did a little welcome video. Dr. Jason, Dr. Benny, Dr. Bremhall, Dr. Huey and I are going to be posting in here on a regular basis. Dr. Huey is doing some stuff that he's going to post in here, some patients of his who have autism and ADD and ADHD, kids that are talking, carrying on conversation. Guys, let's not just hear this information. Let's take it and put it into action. I was just on one of my mastermind calls, and I'm just going to let you guys know that these calls the next couple weeks are going to get better and better. Next Thursday night, okay? Put this in your calendar. I'm going to have Lisa and I, as one of our mentors and one of our coaches, Kevin Stimson, who is a branding expert. The guy was in corporate America 2 years ago, had no money to his name, and now he's branding the likes of Cole Hatter and John Spencer Ellis and Nicholas Barely, and I mean, just all of these top entrepreneurs, guys that are making 7 and 8 figures, okay? So I want you guys to put it in your calendar. Here's how you join this group. You just go here and there's for me, because you guys, I'm already involved, you can put names in over here and click enter, and they'll add names right over here. If you're somebody that, if you want to share something that's a testimony or a value, post it and I'll approve it. If it's approved, great, we'll use it. Don't be afraid to post stuff, because that's what we want. We want stuff that's, just remember, we can't say we treat, prevent, or cure, or mitigate disease. Anything that we do, we can't do that. So that's one thing I want you guys to just remember. Add, tag, message. If you put somebody in here, then when you copy them down in the bottom, okay? And then you, same time, Wendy. It's going to be next Thursday. Same time, next Thursday, which will be the 19th. And also next Tuesday, we're probably going to have a special guest with me for the LifeVantage Opportunity webinar. Guys, look, get people through this system, all right? We were talking about, several people were talking about this. I had pro 8s, 9s, and 10s commenting on our Tuesday night webinars. This past, I had over 30 people text me and said they're going to start getting people on there. And it's okay for people to want to come on and see what it's like. But guys, these things are duplicatable, and every single one we've had, people are signing up. Every single one, whether it's product or distributors, every single time. So get people into this funnel, get them going so that they watch it, they get on a third party. Like, once you let them watch the video, you know, something that Chris has been doing, that I've been doing. You guys can see it here. He's been setting up these group messages. So he sets up a new group and he just does this. When he wants to do a call with them or do a conversation with them, he clicks on the 2 people, and then we set up a time to do a 3-way inside Facebook Messenger. It's a great way to leeway people in. They don't feel intimidated. It's a great way to do a 3-way phone call. Then you can talk about it. Like Q put me in with the guy that we're talking to next week. Wasn't able to connect when we were connecting. I was messaging him. Q was messaging. We all 3 were messaging. And he said, what do you have next week? We pinned something down, and now we have a conversation in that group next week where we will all be able to see each other. So that's what I want you guys to think about when you're doing this. These are tools for you guys to learn, not just to hear them, but to take them and put them into action. And I'll tell you what, one of the things that has been so much fun about learning stuff is that we get to share this stuff with you, but the only way it's successful is if you guys take it and put it into action. And I'm just telling you guys that the timing is crucial. When doctors like that are joining, we have to keep people involved. You guys right here that are on a call on a Thursday night are the 20%ers. You're the part of the people that are not like everybody out there that just say, oh, I've got other things to do, or no. You treat this like a business, it becomes like a business. I was just on a mastermind call listening to Caleb Maddox. He's 16 years old. And if you guys if you guys could see him talk and listen to him talk, I spent about 2 hours with his dad a couple weeks ago over in Orlando. He kidnapped me. We went talking, and well, he didn't really kidnap me, but we kind of called it that. But we left ClickFunnels and we went and just sat and talked. And just to listen to Matt talk about Caleb, and Caleb puts these same principles into action in their publishing company. He tags messages people and puts interviews with other people in there. Guys, this is simple in anything that you do. Just like my wife is teaching a group of people how to do funnels, like Rachel Jackson and Tara Wilson and all them are doing. And I told them all, I said, look, if you guys learn this from Lisa and you don't do what she's doing, it'll never work. And I'm going to commend my wife. I took a picture of her last night in our studio, just crushing it, just talking to people. And then she sat down and finished some things, and she's helping more people. Guys, the tools that you need are here. We have invested, and now we're investing in you guys. You guys want them, we got your back. We're going to help you guys. Like I'm going to let I think Lisa has one thing she wants to share. But then guys, this is how we're going to finish this call tonight. I was blessed by Cole Hatter to get some special training from Grant Cardone. And he gave me, I didn't expect it. Grant just gave me some of his ebooks. And one of his best ebooks that he's sold more than anything is on the follow-up. And I ask people all the time, what's your number one issue? And they always say the follow-up. All right? So we're going to talk about that. But let me just let my wife take over. Honey, do you have some things you want to share or no? You said you did, but I'm not sure. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I was unmuting and stuff. I just basically was wanting to talk about like the funnels. You know, how I actually had an auto responder go out because somebody on my business page clicked on my image and followed it through and requested the PDF download. And so I got their email address. They got that. And then I am going to follow up with them. So this stuff works. It was amazing. And it's not that difficult to do. It takes time. It definitely takes time. If you're creative and, you know, have a little bit of computer skills, you'll be fine. You'll be totally fine. Honey, why don't you show them my business page and show them can I share my screen? Honey? You're muted.
Muted, Mike.
Sorry about that. I saw some new people come on. Hey, Teresa. Hey, you guys. It's good to have you on. Yeah, honey, I think you can share your screen. Just click share your screen. I think you should be able to. Just try it and see what happens.
All right. Let me get back there. Share screen.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. Perfect.
All right. So Lisa H. Huey, I'm a public figure.
And before she shares this with you guys, look, you have to make a private Facebook page. Because if you do this right, Caleb told me that, and he's 16 years old, told me before when he started his business page, because he maxed out his 5,000 friends on his normal page, he went right to 56,000 friends on his business page. You can have as many people as you want on your business page. You can't on your private page. So I just want to let you guys know that how important it is to make a business page so that people can know that they can add you. You can put stuff on there and do that. So go ahead and share that, honey.
All right. So this is my business page. This is all about me, you know, and what I want to do to help people, right? And so you click on the about, and these are just images we have. We've already got these images in, you know, from LifeVantage and stuff. So I just put down basically what I'd like to do. I love to help women live longer, healthier lives, have energy, mental clarity, focus, everything our products target. The biggest thing that you do not want to do is talk about your specific business, your company. You do not want to name specific products. You want to provide value to people. You want that they want to know what benefit they're going to get if they listen to you. You know, they don't care that you're decreasing oxidative stress. They don't care if you're cleaning up their gut. They want to know they're going to sleep better. They're going to have more energy. They're going to feel better. Those are the things, the benefit standpoint. But this is basically my funnel. It's pinned to the top of my page. I'm excited. And I just came up with this little, thing. If they're like most people, they need more energy, they're not able to focus, etc. They click on the image and it takes them right to my funnel. They fill it out. I'm going to give them this document, a PDF that is got a lot of great educational material. Download the guide, they put in their email address, etc. It goes to the next page and it automatically sends them that document. And here, I can actually pull it up real fast.
Baby, let me share something while you're looking that.
Yep.
Hey guys, this is what's crucial about this. Please take this to heed, guys. It might take you some time to do this, but then you have their email forever, okay? And you can send them databases. We're taking our customers now, thousands and thousands of them, and putting them into a mail server. So educate them, guys. If you don't educate your customers, what's going to happen after 30 days when they don't feel something? Bye-bye. And then they're going to tell 25 people, oh, I took that and I didn't feel anything. But if you educate them and you tell them, hey, look, don't take this unless you plan on taking it, at least 6 months to 10 months. That's what I tell them. And Lisa tells them the same thing. So I just wanted you guys to know that this is a way to get in. And guys, automatic email responders are free. Go to MailChimp and get your own free automatic mail responder. Every time somebody gets your email, you put it in there and you just keep building. Put your customers in there. Put your distributors in there and then educate them. Send them an email every week. If they don't want it, they can opt out of it. Go ahead, babe. Sorry.
That's it. And so this document talks about all the things our products go through, but it doesn't actually specifically list or name our products. And so they get this. And if you like how pretty it looks, that's Dr. John Huey's suggestion. Hopefully he's proud of me with this. I had to make it look nicer. And the thing is, like with MailChimp, like Michael was just saying here, I'll stop sharing my screen now. Was the fact, like Wendy. I know for a fact Wendy is real good at sending out emails to her customers to do educational pieces with them. You put these emails into MailChimp, you create one document, and it blasts it out to everybody.
Perfect. Thank you. Guys, that's my incredible, amazing wife. I just love it. I love watching her. Guys, let me just explain something to you. When we stepped out and started doing this, stepped out and became leaders, which all of you on this are, it excites me. Like when I see people like Teresa on here and KJ, just people that I love them as people, I know that they are going to get value out of being around this type of atmosphere. They're going to get value. You're like, I told two people today, they said, I was listening to Caleb talk, and he said one of his dad's mentors was a 60-year-old retired pastor. And Caleb's dad, Matt, said, what's the number one thing that got you to be the man of God and wisdom-filled man you are today? He said, it's who I surrounded myself with. When I didn't just follow a leader because he was a pro 10 or he made billions of dollars. I followed people that I had like-minded sense with, that I wanted to be connected with, and I wanted to be encouraged by, and I wanted to have things that I could take and put into my business because they were doing that and it was being successful. And that's why I love what my wife is doing. It encourages me beyond anything I've ever thought about, just because I'm watching her. She has 10 shifts of work left, and then I get her all the time, right? And that excites me even more. Like she had 4 days off, and let me tell you something. We were massively, massively productive. If you guys do yourself one thing, set yourself time every single day, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour. Even if guys, Chris has a new job. He's a new supervisor. He's got new territories, new employees. And every day he puts at least an hour aside to work his business. He has a group of pro 3s and pro 4s and pro 5s that he's getting on a call with during the week. and taking more information and just crushing it with people. That's what leadership is all about. Make it not about you. Make it about the people that you're going to influence and that need this. Guys, there's people on their hands and knees right now praying about their health, praying about opportunity, praying that they can meet people like you that can change their life. And whether they get it now or 6 months from now, there's doctors at this conference that John and I have been sharing with for 2 and 3 years. One lady came today, a doctor from Tampa, and she said, you know what? I really wanted to know about Protandim, but the people that came into my office and told me about it felt like I was at a firing sales pitch. Guys, don't let that be us. We are influencers. We're not salesmen. We are influencers. So thank you guys for that. I feel so fired up with you guys on here, and just that we get to do this together. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you guys some stuff. This is some special stuff that I got from Grant Cardone. Actually, one of our mentors, Cole Hatter, gave me this information, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys tonight. It's really cool. It's called the 10 biggest follow-up mistakes. And look, some people love Grant, some people hate him. I'm going to tell you this. The guy makes money matter. He gives away tons and tons of money. He blesses people beyond their own understanding. And I hear it all the time. But let me tell you something. He's a teacher. This is education that, I think I looked it up. He charges stupid money for these things. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about the mistakes that we do. And I love this thing because I read through it and I'm like, man, I got to teach this to you guys. And look, if you have questions during this or you want to make a comment, just unmute yourself or raise your hand and you can make a comment. I don't have a problem with that. I love that. So number one, guys, not making the call, not following up. Somebody tells you no and you never follow up with them. Guys, for those of you that don't know my story, I'm going to tell it to you really quick, okay? Is Daniel Bernard called me every Friday for 6 months. And he kept saying, hey, if anybody will understand this, you will. Week after week after week after week. And I said, Daniel, just send me the information. Write this down. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. This is too big and too important. You're going to hear it the way I hear it, or you're going to wait until we get together. And I was like, okay, I'll see you. I'll talk to you next Friday. And then next Friday came, and my wife called me and said, hey, there's been a change of plans. We're meeting Daniel and Kath for dinner. And I went, I'm going to have to watch that video, right? And I was like, okay, little did I know that because he did it the right way, and then he put me on the phone with Brandon, that led to success. And we've evolved. Now we've got Facebook Messenger, and we've got Facebook Live, and we've got Zoom, and we've got ways people can see us. I can tell you this, that being in front of somebody and them seeing you excited makes a massive impact rather than just being on the phone with the person, okay? So he says it here. He says the number one mistake is never making the call, right? Too busy organizing, you're looking for your script, trying to figure out what you're going to say. He said 48% of people don't make the call, all right? All you have to do is make the call. At least you're better off than the other 52 or 48%, right? Make the call. And he said, when you're spending time making reasons not to make the call, you need to be unreasonable and make the call. I love that. And one of the things Cole taught us the other day about, and Cole's an influencer too, just like Grant is. He calls it sales, but that's because he's a sales guy. But he's an influencer. And he said every week he has a 9-10, every morning he has a 9-10 meeting with all of his staff. And he influences and encourages them and lets them share stuff that they've done that week and what's worked and what's not worked. And then he encourages them. Encourage your distributors. Encourage your customers. Be an encourager. And he says, show up. Greatness will not find you until you show up. Creativity will not find you until you take action. You have to take action. One of my friends, Chase Maurer, he was couldn't find a job, decided he was going to go to real estate school, started taking action, started following these types of mentoring calls and these types of education, in his first year became the #1 real estate agent in the whole city of San Diego for Keller Williams. In his first year, sold millions of dollars worth of real estate. And he said, Mike, it was because I did this every single day. For an hour, I did new exposures, and for another hour, I did follow-up while working another job, while working a brick and mortar job. Okay? So let's move on. I love this. Number 2, not making enough calls, right? Said 80% of the sales are made between the 5th and 12th contact. Think about that, guys. If you have 200 contacts, that's really 2,000 contacts because you have to follow up with people. I can tell you this, in this year, Lisa and I both will sign up many people that we shared with 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 years ago. It's because we pressed in. It's because we're unshakable, just like you guys. You should literally be unshakable. You should not let don't be attached to the no. You know, I shared a book with you guys a long time ago that really got me to this point. It was called Go for No. And it was about a guy who just said, look, people are going to tell you no. Don't be affected by the no. He says, if you think it's going to be 1, 2, 3, or even 4 calls, you aren't going to make the calls. Your buddies are with you and you complain, no one ever calls me back. No one ever picks up the phone. Act like a grown-up. It's the real world. I love that. 5 to 12 calls, not 1 to 2 calls. So think about that when you're thinking about follow-up, right? I love it. The picture of this guy. All right. Number 4, calls not on a regular basis. Your calls need to be a regular basis. I told you guys this. Whether it's an hour of new exposures and new follow-ups every day, or it's 30 minutes and 30 minutes, or if you can only do 15 and 15, just be intentional. You know, that I told you guys, I'm going to tell you what I took away from Caleb Maddox when Lisa and I first heard him speak at our mastermind out in Las Vegas about 5 months ago. He said every month he reads 2 to 3 books. And I'm like, he's 16 and he's reading 2 to 3 books every single month. So I hunkered down and said, I'm going to read 2 to 3 books every month. I started to reread John Maxwell's 15 Laws of Growth. And I realized that the law of intentionality was the thing that was holding us back. And so Lisa even said to me, look, here's what the schedule is going to be like when I retire. We're already being intentional, guys. If you can be intentional, you can put your mind to anything you want to do. You can do anything you want to do. You were called for greatness. And I shared this with Dr. John today, and we may go over a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I'm going to try to get this done in 10 more minutes. But I said this to Dr. John today, and I was at a church up in Atlanta, Georgia, and I hope you guys take this big picture of this. The #1 gospel artist right now is a guy named Kirk Franklin. He's about 5'9", and I watched a video with Dr. John today, and Kirk Franklin can't sing. He's the #1 gospel artist, and he can't sing. Do yourself a favor. Watch the video Smile with Kirk Franklin and Steve Harvey. He talks, but he can't sing. But he made an intentional decision to be a gospel artist. And he wasn't letting anything get in his way. So I think you guys should take that deep. And Grant said this, with follow-up, be the stream, not the rock. Be consistent. Do the same, take action all the time. When you call people back with regularity, it will start to build your personality in the marketplace. Take yourself out of obscurity. Start making intentional things. Become dependable. Become trustworthy. Become the contact to give a contact, right? I love that. So let's go on to number 4. Waiting too long to follow up. How many of you on this call have forgotten to follow up with more than 1 or 2 people? Everybody raise their hand. I'm raising my hand. I started to have to write things on 2 big whiteboards. I make comments on different groups and sites, and the next day I have 30 people send me Facebook requests wanting to know about LifeVantage products. I forget to follow up with some of them, just saying. But not anymore. I'm intentional. I'm trying to show you little things that I'm doing that if you do these things, you guys are going to knock it out of the park. And I can tell you right now, it's very important that you guys take action and take heed to this. And so follow up within the first 60 seconds increases more than conversation by 320%. Imagine that. Just doing something fast increases your chances by over 300%. Why would you speed be so important to your customer? And that's what's awesome about this. Don't wait too long to follow up. Don't take a week or 2 weeks to follow up, right? If you have their phone number, call them. Don't text them. Pick up the phone and call them, okay? I learned that from Cole. We were talking about this on our mastermind call about how we when we're intentional, we'll pick up the phone, right? And we'll make the call, okay? So lack of variety and reasons to call. Use the whole gamut. Use everything in your arsenal. Text, email, handwritten notes, personal visit. Guys, I was listening to Sherry Hollenbeck the other day. She talks about when people call and she's on the way there and they say, oh, something came up and she says she keeps going and goes there and says, oh, I didn't get your message. Okay. I'm not saying that that's a great way to do things, but she showed how she signs people up every single time because they say, wow, how did you know I was just scared for you to come over? Or how did you know I just got cold feet, right? And so if you're consistent, and like you said, lacking variety is a reason for follow-up is a major mistake, right? He says, I hate personal visits. I hate getting into the car. I hate driving across town, walking in, but personal visits are so powerful. You have to make that investment, right? Just like this. To me, this is a personal visit. When the person can see you, if you can't get to somebody who's in Michigan or in Ohio or wherever, if they can see you, they're going to be more apt to listen to you because of who you are and what you're doing, how your posture is, what you're betraying to them, okay? Don't get too comfortable and too reasonable with the same old mechanisms. Don't start using just text or just email. Add variety to the reasons you follow up with. Find a mail service. Start following up with a MailChimp service where you share a video of you like Lisa did in the Product and Insight group. I loved it. I wanted to listen, not just because she's my wife, because those are the things that we're learning. Number 6, another mistake is no clear purpose for the call. The way I start my calls, I always have been the same. Hey, the reason I'm calling is to tell everybody the reason up front. Tell people why you're calling. Think of this scenario. You're meeting a client. You have an appointment. I need 8 to 10 minutes max. My intention of this call is to have my product on your product before I leave, right? And that's really simple, guys. It's even if you're going to present to an individual or a small group or an auditorium for people, be prepared. Let them know what you're saying. And you know what? Caleb said it tonight on the leadership call. He said, when we do Facebook Lives, we let them know up front what we're doing. We're looking for people to publish their books. Caleb and his dad own a publishing company, right? And they tell them right up front. They let them know, say, hey, look, I need to follow up with you. I promised you I'd follow up with you, but here's why I'm following up with you. And he said, not leaving a message. More people do this than don't. Said, I love it. I don't want to leave a message. Why not? Right? I don't know why so many people are hiding behind the idea of not looking desperate. Look, I'm trying to grow. You guys are trying to grow a business, right? Grant said this on stage. You always leave a message. In 7 days, he said, I visited an office 10 times and never earned their business. But he's been telling his employees about me and how I follow up for 20 years. Do you think that guy's eventually going to be one of his customers? Yes. Okay. So wherever you're on the phone, leave a message. Never make them feel bad. Just leave a message. I love that. Never make them feel bad. Just leave a message. Okay. Number 8, not collecting critical data for future sales. You got to write things down. Guys, keep a journal. Hey, I talked to Teresa today. I did a follow-up with her on this date today. It's the 3rd follow-up. I'm going to follow up with her again now. I'm doing that. You can ask Lisa. I've got books and galore. I'm writing people's names down. Collect it, log it, look for it, and have it. Have it accessible. Have it visual. Okay? Got to do that. Okay? Last 2. Number 9. Guys, this is massive. Always ask for referrals. Okay? If a person says, I don't know if this is for me, say, do you know some people that it might be for? Do you know people with health problems? Do you know people who are sick and tired of being sick all the time? And then, you mind if I call them and share this information with them? I don't want to keep this information from anybody. I did that 2 weeks ago, and the guy gave me three leads. Okay? And then he called back and said, hey, are you really going to call those people? And I said, yeah. He said, I can't believe I didn't listen to you. He goes, I just thought you were kidding, right? He goes, I'm just, maybe it's just where I'm at in life. And so we just carried on a conversation. I started encouraging him. I said, bro, it's okay. It may not be for you, but you at least need to listen to the information. And now we've got another appointment next Wednesday. Okay? There is no rule. Just know this. Ask often, ask frequently, keep asking for referrals. Never stop asking for referrals. When somebody signs up, just say, hey, do you know people that need the products? Do you know people that need money? Do you know people that are looking for opportunity? Just ask them. Say, send them my way, would you? Referral business is massive, guys. Massive. Okay? And then last but not least, not organized to store data. Even if you leave a job, do not give them up. Keep them updated. Keep them organized. Chris and I talk about this all the time. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing LifeVantage. It doesn't matter if you've had great success or little success. Okay? I can tell you this. Chris and I just shared this with Chris. I said, I asked Chris, when I do 3-way phone calls for Chris, I take a note and I put a note in my phone for the people that I do phone calls for Chris. Chris says, hey, Mike, I got a 3-way phone call with Greg Draper. And I do the third party. I write in my phone, 412 did a 3-way phone call for Chris, right? And then later on down the line, I'll say, hey, Chris, have you followed up with Greg Draper or Teresa or all these people that we did calls with? How's that going? And you know what he'll do? He'll say, Mike, yeah, I know. I need to follow up with those people. That's why we do this. Encourage each other. Teach each other that it's, guys, I don't care what you say. I've heard it. Russell Brunson said it a couple weeks ago. The fortune is in the follow-up. People's lives are changing every single day. People at this conference that didn't listen to us last year or 2 years ago are going to listen to us. And I just said it. I used it as an example. I just saw her as I was coming up here. I got lost in this we're at Club Med over here at Port St. Lucie, and it reminds me of the old movie Dirty Dancing, where everybody lived on the campus, and like the kids live here. Like there's I see Teresa there. There's people her daughter's age, and you know what's really cool? Let me tell you how small of a world this is. Now that Teresa's on here, I've become really good friends with one of Teresa's daughter's high school best buddies, Nicholas Elliott, right? Nick, she's laughing because it's just a small world, right, Teresa? It's a flipping small world. And it's all about connections. It's all like Nick said, how long have you guys known each other? I'm like, I know her mom. I sat and had breakfast with her. You know, I listen to her music when I can. You know, and Teresa says, stop giving your music away for free. I listen to that. It's just about building relationships, guys. And that's what this is all about. A lot of people don't know this, but Nicholas Elliott is the #1 salesperson for Lady Boss Weight Loss. Do you know how much revenue Lady Boss Weight Loss does? $400,000 a month. $400,000 a month. All right? That's what I'm telling you. And Caitlin Poland went from this heavy girl to losing a whole lot of weight. Now she has a massive, Nicholas has like 5 salespeople or 10 salespeople that work for him. I just saw he bought a new Porsche the other day. It's all about connections. And so the reason I brought Nicholas up is because I pick his brain all the time. Because he's freaking crushing it in sales, right? Like I told Teresa's daughter, sign that guy up. I'll help you. Let's talk to him, right? Because his mentality is creating multiple streams of income and influencing people, right? And that's all we're doing. We're not trying to persuade people. We're trying to build connections and build relationships. And that's what this is all about. I know I went over a little bit tonight, guys. Before we go, let's take 3 minutes and let's ask if anybody has a comment or a question about anything that we've talked about tonight. Maybe you just want to say something. Anybody want to say anything? Just unmute yourself and talk. We got
Hey, Mike, Chris.
Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, I just want to let you know, everything that you're teaching, if you guys go to YouTube and you type in Young Hustlers, all of Grant's videos, he does it every Thursday. He does a Young Hustler call, and he goes over everything that you're talking about. He has live callers call in. They kind of do their pitch, their follow-ups, their sales calls, and where they're lacking, he fixes their mistakes. And I've learned so much from those shows. So it's a good thing to follow.
Awesome. That's awesome. I've got a lot of his new stuff that he gave to me and some of the other guys in my group, and I'm going to share some things with you guys next week before Kevin jumps on. Those of you that jumped on late, all this stuff that Lisa's been doing with branding and learning how to do that. Next week, I'm going to have my friend Kevin Stimson. Him and his wife Devana own a company called Strive and Grind. Guys, I'm so freaking excited. Our website goes live in like a couple days, and I'm like ready. Like I'm so super excited. Like I'm learning Canva and how to, and guys, if you engage yourself, like Lisa and I, we got some other cool things we're going to share with you guys. We found an assistant for Lisa on Upwork in the Philippines that just is a godsend, is a miracle, like an angel. Anybody appreciate angels that come in your life at the right period, at the right time, that God just drops right down? That's what we found, Joanna, and I'm going to have her on some of these calls in the comments. So anybody with another comment or anything they want to say before we finish up?
What's your new website?
Michael, you're a good man. It's guys, our new website, when it gets ready to go live, it'll be hefluence.com. And I'm so excited about that name. You guys, every time I tell somebody, like I told 3 doctors today, they're like, wow, that's freaking awesome. He-H-E-Fluence, F-L-U-E-N-C-E.com. Hefluence. KJ, that's my boy right there. KJ and I are going to be working together. I'm super excited about that. He's going to be crushing it with me. He's going to be my rock star. We're going to crush it together. So anybody else, comment, suggestion, anybody want to contribute something? I love contributors. Don't be shy. Teresa, go ahead.
Oh, you guys are fantastic. I'm just so excited that I'm able to get on. This is a bewitching hour for me, having a teenager, and she wants to do all these things and work out and all that. But I am learning so much, and I'm going to make sure that I don't miss another one. Lisa, you are just awesome and so beautiful, and I just got to pay attention to you guys. Chris, I said it last night, you're fantastic. So thank you so much. I love how you just look right into the computer, right into that camera. I think it's fantastic. So you're
with my new haircut, Teresa.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Sure.
Were you getting ready to say that, Mike Hinkie?
You have hair.
Hey, you guys haven't seen me without a hat in a long time, Mike. That's what's pretty funny, right?
That is true.
No, I even got a part over
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Hey,
Well, you're
different
looking.
haircut after 20 years. Anybody else with a comment before we go?
Thank you, Mike, for the energy.
yeah,
You're
great
welcome.
energy. Great energy.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Yeah, I
Ma'am?
just typed in there to like my Facebook business page and share it. And the easiest way to find it is at Lisa Huey 2.0. You already kind of saw what the banner looked like. It's a picture of me, it's a scripture, and it says you have a purpose, what's your passion, etc., etc. Like it, share it, give me a review. I am not wanting to spend money, at least not at this point in time, on boosting my page. So you guys could do me a humongous favor by liking it and sharing the page and even writing little reviews. And hey, follow the funnel so that way you can get an idea as to what exactly a funnel is and get that free download because it is valuable.
Yeah, and you guys, look, you guys can use that free
Yeah.
download. You can change it around a little bit.
Edit it for yourself. Take a part of it, use all of it, whatever.
Yeah. I got one that I use that is a free cheat sheet for guys. And I just have a little stuff in there about biohacking and nutrigenomics and sleeping good and, you know, all kinds of things that we all like to hear about, right? So, and look, some of you guys, it's your time to step. I'm going to give one last word and then I'll stop the recording. Guys, some of you guys, it's your time. It's your time. It's your time just like to get out of the boat, to happen, influence people. Guys, you guys can sign up. We've never met before. Chris is doing it all the time. Lisa and I are going to crush it. I'm going to give her some money to boost those things. So she can, oh, that's true. Her money is my money. So what's it really matter anyway, right? It's all the same.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It's all hers anyway. So
I'm kind of afraid to boost it while I still have this full-time job.
see?
I understand.
So, guys, if you look and remember, a lot of you guys committed to our goals next week, and we're going to talk about them next week before Kevin starts. Get yourself moving, get yourself going, start presenting to people, start following up. If you're not doing Facebook Lives, do Facebook Lives. Ask us if, you know, we'll help you if you need. We'll get on and do some with you. It's really cool. I got to do one last week with a guy who's been in LifeVantage for about 5 years. And he's like, Mike, that one video that you and I did got over 350 comments. And I'm like, huh? And he's like, yeah, 350 comments. And I was like, wow. He just ad tagged, messaged people, and people started commenting and saying, wow, Tom, that was a great interview. Wow, Tom, that was awesome. And all I did was just answer his questions. So grab somebody and interview them and let them answer your questions. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining. I'm going to go to sleep so I can get up in the morning and work out before this conference tomorrow. So I love you guys. I couldn't think of any place I'd rather be than be on this call with you guys on Thursday nights. Hopefully it makes an impact in your life as much as it does us. I tell you what, I've always said this and I'll always say this. I feel Mike Hinkie knows that this is what, Mike?
Best day of the week.
Best day of the week because I get to be around you guys. When I get off these, it's hard for me sometimes to go to sleep because I'm so freaking fired up that I get to do life with you guys. I get to be part of your life. You get to be part of my life. I love that. I want people like you a part of my life. So I love you guys. Let's have an awesome weekend. Let's go make an impact in the lives of other people and love God and live with passion, guys. I love you guys. Thanks for being on tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.